This is your daily horoscope and energy reading for Tuesday, July 21st. And today is, again, I'm feeling a lot of energy in it kind of going either way. I think if you choose your energies wisely, we can get through these weird days together, but there's definite energy in the fact that we can make this energy as hard as we want on each other, or we can make it considerably easy. So I want to talk to you about today, and then we're going to strategize how to stay happy even if energy doesn't give you what you want. Okay? Because, I struggle with this sometimes because, there are days when I'm determined to wake up and have a good day. And I don't care what happens. Like, I wake up and I put on all my fight song and I put on all my, rah-rah music, because music actually does it for me. And, I really just, I fixate on the fact that energy, I can manipulate energy. But there are times that energy overwhelms me due to outside forces, and I think today might be one of those days. Now, we do have a glorious trine today, and it's really beautiful. It's tying together three energies, and the energies that it's tying together is Saturn, your South Node, and your Sun. So, although this energy is very fixed, right? When these energies all come together, they kind of all work together. That's the way that I see them. And Saturn is a benefic. I believe that Saturn can be very benefic. Now, for me lately, it hasn't been, but that's only because I didn't heed its warnings. It's given me a zillion warnings. A zillion. I have had messages that I ignored the entire time and last week. And I want to say that I got handed me my ass, but I didn't. I had every opportunity to get off of a merry-go-round. I had every opportunity to not fall back on my old wiring. But sometimes when you're lonely, you do just really dumb stuff thinking maybe this time's different, even though you consciously know Saturn is doing what it's doing, and pulling back old karmic stuff. And it's tying up loose ends, and it's revealing stuff to make you progress and ascend and move forward. People are karmic in each other's lives, As karmic as a person was for me in my life, I'm karmic for that person, and it's not my choice to say how karma takes them down their path. Many of you talked to me, and you had some really intense reality last week, and I'm afraid that you could have some more reality this week if you don't heed these warnings. And so I'm going to teach you what to focus on, and we're going to work through these energies together. And I don't think this is entirely a tough week. I see beautiful things, but I do see things that can make you go down the wrong road if you make choices that are stupid. Effing stupid. I have made choices that are just stupid. I know better, but I make them anyway based on ego and wants and desires of the flesh, my personal desires of walking on my earthbound journey. I have not made spiritual choices of ascension and progression. And even though I've made leaps and bounds in progress, I chose to go back to my past and rekindle something that, for the most part, I knew better. So I don't want to let you guys go down those roads before. So we're going to get pretty serious, but we're also going to get into some really pretty energy. Okay, so this trine can be very beautiful. Saturn and the sun and the south node is, the south nodes are old wiring, right? So south node is, you know, I don't know how you guys all feel, but some people believe that your south node is kind of like your predisposed wiring, which is kind of the way I believe. It's like you were born with just a predisposition to be a certain way. I am predisposed to be a Virgo. I am predisposed to be OCD and clean and all the things I am, but I'm supposed to ascend to a Pisces, my north node. All of us have a south node and all of us have a north node. If you start your ascension process, you are going to be at times caught between that north node and that south node wiring, and it can be quite difficult to embrace a new energy and a new way of thinking and a new way of looking at everything when your predisposition, everything that is in you that is natural and automatic, makes you want to stay in ruts. But we're not ever supposed to be in a rut. If you ever notice, if your life just gets in a rut, how some very bizarre circumstance comes up that changes that rut and just adds a little spice to it. You know, I've known people that have been married for years and they all of a sudden lose a loved one and everything goes downhill after that because they just, they didn't see it coming. Everything has always been so easy. They almost have had a trine in their life. And when they hit a square or an opposition, they're just like, nothing is right. Everything is terrible. My life is tanking. And they go off the deep end because they don't have that experience in managing squares and oppositions because everything has been dealt, they've been dealt a sweet hand for a really long time. So I really want you to understand that if Saturn has dealt you a sweet hand this time, you're very lucky. Today could be a beautiful, beautiful day. Many people were not impacted by the severity of last week, and then there were a lot that were. And this had to do with how you feel about yourself. This had to deal with your authentic reason for being here, who you are, how you define yourself, the ethics and the morals that you live your life by, that line of like, who are you, your predisposed wiring. So all of the stuff that make you automatically, right? And then you've got Saturn and Scorpio saying, I know that you have this automatic wiring, but we now know that you're ascending and you're working forward and you're moving forward. So Saturn is trying to become a little benefic in this energy and give you a nudge in the right direction. You received a message last week. Most of you did. And I'm very well aware of it because many of you told me, and I know I did. And so, you've got to get out of your old ruts and your old habits and your own self-destructive patterns. And you've got to embrace this gorgeous trine that is trying to lift you up. So trying to use your automatic wiring, right? To push you forward. Saturn is teaming up with your automatic wiring and it's saying, okay, I know it's really hard to always ascend and always try to push forward in an energy that you're not familiar with, that you're trying to adapt to. So sometimes Saturn likes to use that old wiring to really give you an umph in a familiar energy. And this will serve your authentic self in the long run. So I see that energy very, very strong today. I feel it deeply today. And I don't know what this means for all of you. I don't even understand sometimes what it means for me until I live through it. But it jumps, I gotta say. Uranus is still in there really trying to keep things unexpected and sparkly and just, when Uranus is in Aries, it's self-oriented. And when it squares off with freaking Mars in Cancer, we're talking about the planet of war, right? We're talking about the warrior planet. We're talking about the planet of action. We're talking about the planet of passion. Squaring Uranus anything goes, completely unexpected, bizarre energy. So I really want you guys to stay away from ego-based reactions. And it can be very hard when you've got Uranus and Mars and they're squaring off, because this is like diving deep in your core. And I think it's sometimes this is almost like a self-destructive energy. It's like so ego-oriented that it's like, and I see it a lot actually, this has to do with home. So if you try to have some serious conversations, you are going to find that the people in your home and family, or the people that you want to start a family with, or the contract that you're trying to get for your real estate deal, or or the things that you're passionate about as far as deep in your home, you're going to find that there's an ego conflict. Say you even want to renovate. I think there's going to be an ego conflict between two people opposing that color of wall they want to paint green, and the other one wants to paint it blue, and there's going to be like a complete ego-based reaction, and it's going to be green, blue, and you're going to end up saying screw off, and it's going to be an evil night. Like, why do it when you know that Aries, that Uranus and Mars are squaring? I wouldn't even touch on home and family things with that energy source. However, the Sun and Mercury, both in Cancer, are trining Saturn. So I think you guys are going to have a relatively easy, breezy kind of karmic day. We're not going to have a super karmic issue today. Thank God. I know that all of you, when I just said that, you're like, woo! Thank God Annette didn't say karma is going to come and just shove a pole up your butt today like it did all last week. That little rat bastard. I was so done. Even though my logical brain knows Saturn is doing what it is, my heart in Cancer and my third house in Cancer are all like, I'm broken. Like, I'm sad. I want to communicate it all out. I want to talk about it. It's like drama. It was so much drama last week. So thankfully, karma, we shouldn't have too much going on in that area unless we start getting ego-oriented, unless we start wanting to confront these things and be self-serving in these energies and not let that analytical brain of yours think things through. I want you to kind of I want you to think a little bit. And the reason I say this is because the moon is going to be in Libra, quincunxing Neptune and Pisces. Now, you know me, my least favorite energy in the world is a quincunx. A quincunx is an energy that could possibly have worked together, but will oppose each other in the end. And I think that when you go through a quincunx, I think that is an area of learning. So you've got your moon in Libra, and I know that I have a pretty prominent placement for a Libra placement in my chart, and so I know that I tend to want to be on both sides of the coin and balance everything out, and I want to do what's best for everybody sometimes. But I kind of forget about what I idealize, what I want, what I think about. And so the two energies that are going to be quincunxing, and these aren't, remember, I always say oppositions are energies that are like this, that just want to meet in the middle and form that pretty little circle where they just wrap around each other and they're circled together. No, a quincunx is just a definite line, done. Like, we're not meeting in the middle today. So you've got this Libra intent to want to balance things out and just stand its ground. This is a Libra energy today that wants to stand its ground. I know that when people talk about Libras, they always talk about Libras as like, oh, they're just balancing energy and blah, blah, blah. Piss off the Libra. They're evil. They are scary. Because you don't expect the scary. So it makes them even scarier. And then, so what's going to happen is Libra energy, your emotional based energy is feeling stuff. It's feeling wronged. It's feeling that it needs to take a stand, right? And it is definitely about justice of the situation. It's definitely about speaking up. It's definitely about what's best for all, right? And it wants to take a stand today against Neptune and Pisces, which is all dreamy and let's just live in the now. Let's just, happiness is life. Like, me to Pisces, they're just the cutest things. I actually really, really, really like Pisces because they're just these dreamers, and you could show them reality and I don't think they even want to see it, you know, like they just want to be in la la land all the time. And so Libra energy against this Neptune and Pisces energy is going to say, you know what, I know you want to live in dream world, but here's the middle of dream world. You know, I know you want to live way over here, and you know, there's the bad energies over here, but you always want to live in this little fantasy cocoon you make up of idealizing, I would bet, some sort of an issue that you have within yourself. Pluto and Capricorn is going to be squaring off with your moon, so this suggests to me that there's something that you're in denial about that is really, really, really not ideal about you. You want to idealize it. You want to believe that you're this, you know, enchanting creature, but you're not. And Libra energy is going to make people confront you to say, you know what, you're not that way. This is the way you are. Face it, and we can work through this. If you meet me in the middle, we're good. But if you can't even see that you have these issues, you won't go into the middle, and then there's no progression, there's no forward movement. And you're going to fall into your predisposed wiring today, and you know, Saturn's in a chilled out mood, so I don't think you're going to get your butt handed to you, but I think if you fall into the quincunx energy, that's unfortunate. Because if you fell into trine energy, which is super easy going, easy breezy energy, so let's say that you're involved in a situation where you could either take the easy road or you could take the hard road. The easy road is so freaking easy. It's available. It's right there, and you could have an easy ride, right? That hard road, the bumpy road, is just, why would you travel it when the easy road's like right here? But I don't think that that's going to be respected by all this Libra energy that's saying, you know what? Middle. I'm not telling you to take the hard road. I'm not telling you to take the super easy road. I'm saying meet me in the middle. And let's talk about progression after that point. I think today has the capacity to be a gorgeous day. I'm very excited for it. I'm so in tune with middle-based energy and balance that if you are a person like me that just it's all about balancing out emotional states and balancing out energy and balancing out who you are and your emotional responses to things, you will tie very easily into many positive energies in here today that is all in a beautiful trine. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.